What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Bluff guy. Hey! And we are back at it again with another reaction. This is like my first reaction stream in a while. In like 2 weeks, right? In like 2 weeks. So yeah. So we're gonna get to it. Today we have a video that was sent to me in the Discord by one of the Discord members. And this
Employing one Omega
this video is from Threevil, a friend of the channel in the Discord and everything. You know, a guy I've reacted to several times. Right, I've reacted to him several times, and the title of this video is called "Warning: This will spoil the biggest upcoming plot twists in One Piece, set up since Act 1." All right, so yeah, so supposedly Threevil's about to blow some minds, right? He's about to give us speculation to a potential plot twist that we are getting into. I think I do know what he will be talking about. Kind of watched a little bit of the video on accident, you know, but yeah, I think. But I don't want to get into it. I'm gonna let him, you know, really kind of explain his theory. But I'll say it anyway. I think it has something to do with Koski. I forget his name. Odin's dad. Yeah, or matter of fact, yeah. If you read the description in the video, he kind of he kind of summarized what he's going to be talking about, and he's talking about Koski. Sakiyaki or Tanguyama Hitetsu, the swordsmith that we met, who pretty much takes care of Otama, and he has the Tangle face. Him possibly being Sokiyami or Koski Sokiyaki. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know if this is a theory I really per se believe, but we're gonna see what Threevil has to say. But before I get into all that, first let me say, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and follow me on Facebook. And if you are looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord, and we also have the Facebook group. So yeah, there that is right there. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little off today. It's like, you know, I don't have that momentum of doing all these streams like I've done. So I'm a little off with the streaming stuff right now. Let me read this chat though. Let me see what you guys are saying. We got Johnny in the building. He says hello. Hey, shout out to John. Shout out to John. He was here last stream. You know, he showed up. He kind of commented, before the stream start, and you know, I hope to see him in the stream while we're live eventually, right? And then we got Angel's Room in the building with the yo. Shout out to Angel's Room, my guy. Welcome to the stream. And then we have Hustler Island with the yo. Shout out to Hustler Island, and welcome to the channel, right? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. You're pretty much new here, or at least, you know, new as far as engaging in the stream. So welcome to the channel, Hustler. Welcome to the channel. We got John Me is still here. He says I'm here. Hey, I'm glad you can make it, because you was here last stream, but I shouted you out, but I guess I don't know. You know. But yeah, anyway, today we are going to be reacting to Threevil, like I said. So let's get into it, right? Let's get into this stream. Let's get into this video. And the link to this video will also be in the description box with all my social media links as well. So y'all make sure you guys go to Threevil's to the original video. Go give him a like. Go subscribe if you're not already subscribed. He makes great content. You know, he makes great theories. You know, some of them be a little, you know, they be out there. But there's still good theories though. I really do enjoy his theories. He actually called some stuff, you know, like he actually had some correct speculations pertaining to a lot of roof piece stuff, right? Especially with I want to say Sun God Nika. I think he was one of the people who called. He made a speculation about Nika and Luffy and the whole Gear 5 awakening or the whole Gear 5 power up. I don't exactly remember what part he called, but he did call some stuff right. Hustler said, "Have you seen?" And Hustler said, "Yes, I am new. Have you seen the spoilers?" No, I have not seen the spoilers. I do not follow spoilers. I read the chapters when they officially drop. I actually do a chapter reaction stream. So no, I do not partake in spoilers. I am sorry. You know, I know a lot of y'all like talking about spoilers and stuff, but I like to react to the chapter when it officially drops, cuz I don't like I like getting the official, right? The official chapter, cuz you know sometimes the translations, you know, they're different from the official, and I follow the official, you know, so that's kind of what we do around here. I do if you do go on the Discord though, which is in the description. If you do become a member of the Discord, there is a channel where you guys can actually discuss the spoilers. So just go in there and let me know that you want to have access to the spoilers, and I will give you access. But yeah, anyway, let's get to this video, guys. And another thing I also want to say, y'all let me know what y'all think of this time that I'm doing now, because normally I do my streams around like right now it's 2:00 where I'm at, right? And I was in Texas before. I just moved from Texas to Las Vegas, so the time zones changed and stuff. So I'm like, I want to say I'm like 2 hours behind, right? I'm 2 hours behind from the Texas time. And normally in Texas, I would do it at 5 p.m. Central Time. And right now, I want to say it's probably about 4 p.m. Texas time. So I'm technically doing this like an hour ahead, I guess. You know, I think it's like an hour ahead, or no. It's 2 hours. Hold on, I'm not sure what the time is, but whatever time it is in Texas, I think it's 2 p.m. in Texas. It's 2 p.m. in Texas, so I'm doing this like 3 hours ahead. Yeah, 3 hours ahead. So you guys let me know, especially a lot of you guys who've been following me for a while. Let me know what you think of this specific time that I'm currently streaming at right now. If you like this time better, or if you like the old time better, let me know. You know, y'all can let me know in the Discord, or y'all can let me know in the comments, chat, whatever. If y'all don't let me know, I'm gonna just take it as y'all cool with it, and I might just have to change things up. Hustler Island said nice, and we got One Life Man in the building. Shout out to One Life Man. He also said, "I'll be going for a while. I'm going to do island hopping in Hawaii." Oh, hey, bro. I hope you have fun there. Hey, man, have fun, bro. Have fun, and I hope you eventually come back. Hustler Island said, "Yeah, this time is good." All right, Hustler. Hey. I'm glad somebody, you know, likes this time. So, cause I personally like this time. It's still early in the day for me and all that. But let me stop wasting time. Let's get into this video from Threevil. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already. Let's go.
This is the biggest and most mind-blowing Wano Mega Theory you will ever watch. But be careful, because by the end of this, you're going to be completely red-pilled and there's no turning back. Today I'll explain how Wano ends, the next Shogun and Straw Hat, as well as Zoro's lore. But before we jump into that...
Now, I do want to say that this video was posted, like, it was submitted to me about a week or two ago, so I don't know if this video aged well since, you know, because we had like two chapters drop, so I don't know how well this video aged, but we're still gonna check it out. So let's continue. One Life Man said, when I come back, I'm Pirate King already. You still gotta go travel the world though first. You gotta go to all the other continents and all the other countries and stuff, and then maybe you could get that Pirate King title.
Like, comment, and subscribe because a lot of effort went into the making of this video. But to start this mega theory, we need to address who the next Shogun of Wano will be. Drumroll please. Tenguyama Hitetsu. This entire theory centers around why Tenguyama Hitetsu is going to be the next Shogun, because Tenguyama Hitetsu is actually Kazuki Sukiyaki. I don't know who the first person was that publicized this idea because I've seen it all over social media, but I'll give a shout out anyways. So shout out to Hiking Bear God on Reddit. He made a fantastic post about this subject, so shout out to him. Again, I've kind of picked up on the clues myself and I kind of agree with this theory. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Kazuki Sukiyaki being Tenguyama Hitetsu.
I actually talked to Threevil. I think I was on the stream I think it was when I was on the stream, and he pretty much talked, like, I kind of talked to him about this theory before, right? So this was way before he actually dropped this video. So I already kind of know, like, he's kind of already like believed this theory. He already kind of came to this conclusion with this theory. So, and I told him, I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I believe all that, but you know, let's see if this video, if he could actually drop more facts that may possibly change my mind, because I personally don't know if I believe it, especially after the last chapter, which again, the last chapter came out after this video, so you know, give him benefit of doubt of you know, making this video before the recent chapters. And yeah, so I think Momonosuke is, and I've been saying this since pretty much all Wano. I pretty much always said that I think Momonosuke is staying in Wano to be Shogun. I think the last chapter kind of somewhat confirmed it. Things can still change next chapter. Let's say if he does reveal himself, right, to be the what's his name, Sukiyaki Kosuke. If he does, maybe that leaves Momonosuke say, all right, well, I guess I'm not gonna be Shogun. But I think at this kind of point, or at this point, I think that's the case. You know, plus we kind of get the flashback with Tenguyama Hitetsu pretty much saying, like, he's waiting for the scabbards, I guess, or he's waiting for the Kosuke. You know what I mean? So I don't really know how at this point how this theory aged. You know, I don't. So far, it's looking like it's not aging well, right? So far, it's looking like it's not aging well. Hunter says, I don't think it aged well by the opening. LOL, debunked. I mean, hey, you know, I agree with you. What things can change, I guess. I try to give, you know, theories the benefit of doubt. I try to wait the things fully play out to really say what can and can't happen. But I do kind of agree with you. And you said, I think Momo is Shogun 100. Yeah, I agree with that. I've been saying that this whole arc. And the Angel Room said, it was a pretty popular theory, so who knows? And then One Life Man says, seems like the War of Wano is not over. Hey, look, I'll give you that, One Life, because it's not over until it's over, right? It's not over until we're out of Wano. So while we're still in Wano, anything could pretty much happen. Kaido and Big Mom could still come back. Sukiyaki Kosuke could come back. Stuff could still happen, right? Stuff could still happen. But who knows? We got Elids in the building. Shout out to Elids. He said, even though the theory is seemingly wrong as of right now, I still give him my respect for being ambitious so close to the reveal in the manga. Yeah, again, this video came out, let me see when this video came out. May 16th. So about 3 weeks ago, I want to say, this video came out. So, you know, I can't fault him. As, you know, I'm just late. I'm just late in reacting to it because, you know, about two weeks I've been moving for the last 2 weeks. So I'm not going to knock him for that. It's just I wanted to react to this because you guys sent me this video. So I'm going to react to it. But yeah, anything could still change. Things could still happen. So One Life Man said they won't leave the island of Wano yet until their strong leader of Wano. Yeah, I don't think they're leaving the Wano. I don't think they're going to leave Wano. At least, you know, I still think that they're going to have like this big party because you know how at the end of every arc they got to have a big party. So I think we're going to get at least one chapter party, maybe some chapter where we see like them exploring. Maybe they find because we still got to find that poneglyph, right? There's still a poneglyph in Wano, right? Zoro said he wanted to go visit Ryuma's grave, so I think Zoro's going to get an opportunity to see Ryuma's grave, possibly get Shishui back, possibly maybe get some backstory, his connection with Wano, possibly. So I think there still is stuff in Wano to be touched on for us to not actually leave Wano just yet, right? But that's what I think. Angel's Room said, heard this theory not from him, but in the summer of 2021. Yeah, he Threevil said that some other guy actually, you know, made this theory first, but you know, he still came to that conclusion, I think, somewhat on his own, right? But there was somebody who made the theory before him, I think. Hunter says, I mean, you like Wano to be wrapped up in 2 chapters? Nah, not really. You know, there's some stuff that I feel as though that we still need from Wano, so I think we need to stay in Wano a couple more chapters at least. You know, I think about a couple weeks ago, I said that we'll be in Wano for about 10, 15 chapters. Or no, I said 15 to 20 chapters. But I don't think it's going to be that long at this point. Maybe maximum 10 chapters, possibly. Maximum. Just to cover a lot of stuff that we haven't. A lot of plot points that ain't fully been covered. But anyway, let's get back to this video.
This whole mega theory with Zoro, Hiyori, Momonosuke, Yamato, etc. surrounds that. But first, we need to explain why this is the case. First of all, there's 2 major themes in Wano and One Piece. The first theme is the lost king who reclaims his throne, and the second theme is the double identity. Both of these themes are directly tied in and they affect Tenguyama Hitetsu. In several arcs like Alabasta or Dressrosa, we see a fallen king like Cobra reclaim his throne like Riku. These kings were thrown, no pun intended, out of commission by big bads like Crocodile, Doflamingo, and now in this case, Kaido and Orochi. And we need to also keep in mind how the citizens of their country were completely manipulated and used by these big bads.
I kind of disagree with needing some like falling king plot, right? Like I don't know if I really think that's necessary, because at least with Riku and well, like how I see it is like, I mean, I guess I get what he's saying, but I don't think that needs to happen. I think Sakiyaki was kind of confirmed to be dead, so I think he should stay dead. You know, in this case, I believe it should be more of a passing the torch because we got Momonosuke, right? And I feel as though Oda has been molding Momonosuke to be a leader. Like that's pretty much the point of Wano, right? That's pretty much the point of Wano was Momonosuke's coming of age, you know, and so I don't think in this case, as with like Dressrosa and Alabasta, where where like the kings were still pretty much alive, and there wasn't really nobody else that can take their place. You know, I think in this case is a little different because I believe Momonosuke has been being built and developed to become to be that heir and to take that position. So because of that, the fact that Momonosuke is being built to be the shogun, I don't think it's necessary to have the king, the old king, reclaiming his position when Oda had pretty much has been building Wano or Momonosuke to be the next leader of Wano, right? So I don't think that's necessary in this case. I get what he's saying, but I don't think it's necessary when you have Momonosuke who's being built to be the king, or in this case shogun. Angel said the fallen king could be seen as Oden or Momonosuke. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, right? I kind of agree with that. In Dressrosa and Alabasta, there wasn't a character who was being groomed to take over the mantle of the throne, right? So, but in Wano, what makes Wano different from Dressrosa and Alabasta is you have a character who is specifically developing into that seat, right? So I think it's a little different. Hustler says Momo equals King Riku. Yeah, kind of like what Angel's Room just said. So, yeah, good point. We got Rage in the building. Shout out to Rage. He says hi. Well, hi Rage, hi. And then One Life Man said Momo will be one of the strongest in One Piece. I don't know if he does got a super OP devil fruit, so kind of like Kaido's, right? So I mean, I guess he could be, you know, but I think the point of Momonosuke's character is it's not physical strength, right? I think he's a lot different from his father. I don't think he's meant to be like his dad. Like Oden was more of a fighter who wanted adventure, right? But Oden's flaw was he left Wano vulnerable because his own self. Like Oden wasn't a great leader, you know, but he was super strong though. He was super strong, but he wasn't a great leader. I think Momonosuke's purpose is not to be like Oden as far as like strength wise, but he's meant to be what Oden wasn't, you know, like he's not Oden and he's meant to be what Oden wasn't, and that was a great leader, you know. That's kind of my opinion on it, you know. So I don't think Momo is necessarily going to be the strongest. Not saying he won't be strong, but I don't think he's going to be one of the strongest, but he does have a super powerful devil fruit, so I can see why you would argue that, and I'm not going to fully disagree with that statement. Rage said early stream, good time for me. Hey, thank you. So you like this time, because I personally like this time. I like this time. Angel said Momo got a strong devil fruit and a sword like Enma. Yeah, but having a strong devil fruit doesn't necessarily, like, you still gotta be strong, right? You still gotta train. You still gotta be able to fight. You know, there's a lot of characters with strong devil fruits, but again, I can see why y'all would say that. So I'm not gonna debate that. Let's continue.
Dads. Kazuki Sukiyaki was the father of Oden, and they say they poisoned and killed him, and they threw him out of commission, and he was no longer the shogun of Wano. But this is completely false. And now to the second theme that's going to affect Hitetsu is actually the double identity theme. This theme is very clear, it's very obvious, as many characters in this arc in this country are dealing with it. For example, we have Denjiro, who has the double identity of pretending to support the Kurizumis, we have Kanjuro, who has the double identity of pretending to support the Kazukis, and even Yamato, who takes on the persona persona and the obsession of wanting to be Odin. I highly believe that Tenguyama Hitetsu is not immune to this rule. He's not immune to this theme. He is pretending to be a totally different person, Tenguyama Hitetsu, but in reality, he's Kazuki Sukiyaki. So in short, Kazuki Sukiyaki is a lost king who's going to reclaim his throne, but for now, he's hidden with a double identity. Another clue to this is he literally wears a mask to hide his appearance, to hide his true self. And he also tells Luffy that he can't go to town for quote-unquote reasons of his own.
I don't know. It's like, I feel as though this point kind of contradicts the last point, because it's like, he wears a mask to hide his identity, but he doesn't want to go to town because he's afraid people gonna know him, even though he has a mask that is hiding his identity. So it's kind of like, well, why wear the mask if you're avoiding people anyway, right? Like, it's like, if you're not going to avoid people, then wear a mask. But if you're going to avoid people, why even wear a mask? Like, you know, I don't know. I kind of, that point kind of is a little lost on me right there. Like, you know, I mean, and I'm not, I could kind of see the point, but it's like, if you got a mask, why are you afraid of your identity being revealed when you're out in public? You know, because we seen him, he's in the flower capital. He still has the mask, so obviously nobody's been able to tell who he is anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know. Angel's Room said Momo got a strong devil fruit and a sword like Enma. Momo been training with his sword since we met him, as he would probably have some skill with his sword. Isn't that just face paint? Well, yeah, he's trained. Yeah, he trains, but that don't mean he's gonna be one of the strongest in the series. I'm not saying he won't be strong. I don't necessarily agree he's gonna be one of the strongest in the series. You know, as far as that being face paint, I mean, it could be, but even if it's face paint, you know, people still not gonna be able to tell that he's the shogun that they believe is dead. You know, unless the face paint come off or the mask come off. Why isn't now? Okay, that could be the case. Maybe he's just scared that his mask comes off. You know, so I guess I give his argument a little leeway. Let's continue.
That's really suspicious and peculiar. Everyone's traveling around Wano, whether they're in a poor or rich location, so for him to say he can't go to town for reasons of his own raises a red flag. Now let's actually take a look at the cover for chapter 7.
And one of the reasons that he doesn't go to town, it could be something along the line as if he goes to town, people are going to know he's Tengu Hitetsu, right? And he could be a criminal. Right, he could be a criminal. So if he goes into town as a criminal, they're going to arrest him. I think that could be perfectly explained without it having to be Kosuke, right? Kosuke Sukiyaki. And I don't remember this cover page. We got Usopp with Pinocchio behind him, and you know we make a lot of Usopp and Pinocchio references. And then we got Tengu. So we got a bunch of big nose people, and then we got Chopper. Like, come on, Chopper, you kind of ruined the vibe of this. You know, this is supposed to be the cover story of the noses. One Life Man said Luffy will get defeated in the last battle of One Piece, but everybody that Luffy helped will show up and help Luffy. There's going to be a lot of them. I don't know if he's going to be, like, he might be defeated, but he's going to, like, win at the end of the fight, you know. He might be defeated in the way he was defeated by Kaido, you know, how Kaido defeated him, like, 3 times or so. But, you know, but that happens a lot with Luffy. He always gets defeated and then come back and win. Let's continue.
793. Basically, Arita requested Oda to draw Chopper, unable to tell the difference between a Tengu, Pinocchio, and Usopp. The whole point of the cover, the whole point of the joke is that a Tengu, Pinocchio, and Usopp are all liars. They are all hiding the truth. Tenguyama Hitetsu is wearing this red mask. He's wearing a Tengu mask with a long nose like Pinocchio because he is a liar. But not only is he a liar, but he's also a ghost of the Kozuki clan. Kaido and Orochi do not have a good track record when it comes to killing Kozuki members or people in general and confirming their death, just like at Kinemon, Momonosuke, Raizo, etc. And if we look at the context of how Sukiyaki was killed with the poison and everything, it's pretty vague, and it seems like he could have easily escaped and faked his death or just gotten away. Like, Sukiyaki is going to be a huge plot twist to Orochi and Kaido if they're able to figure out that this lost king is going to reclaim his throne and he was right under their nose. Now onto more different evidences as why these guys are the same person. Apparently Tenguyama Hitetsu and Kazuki Sukiyaki share the same exact voice actor in the anime. The very simple explanation for this is when Tenguyama Hitetsu eventually takes off his mask and he starts talking, there won't be any inconsistencies with the voice of him as well as Sukiyaki. I feel like this is one of those dead giveaways that pretty much show us what's going on. They are showing his true identity. Another similarity between the two is that both of them like to collect Kakeshi dolls. We see when Hitetsu's introduced, they labeled him as a Kakeshi doll collector, and I don't see why Oda would do that unless it meant something. And when Brook was snooping around the castle, he said that he found Kakeshi dolls near the main chambers near where the king's lair is, and this is just signifying that these guys are the same person. Another interesting clue is actually when Luffy met Hitetsu. Hitetsu gave Luffy a kimono that had the Kazuki crest on it. It had the sun. It wasn't like the one in Alabasta or anything with the fishmen and Fisher Tiger pirates. It was the exact sun that is in the Kazuki crest. If everything about the Kazuki crest and their affiliations and their people are banned and slaughtered, I don't understand why Hitetsu would have this really important kimono in his hands and give it to Luffy. Now that we understand that Tenguyama Hitetsu is actually
I feel like Tengu, like, just kind of looking at this shot, like, right here. Like, he got a big head, man. He got a super big head right there. I don't remember Kosuke Sukiyaki having such a big head, right? I don't remember him having that big of a head. I mean, maybe he could have, I guess. I don't know. You know, and as far as the wings, I kind of, because we seen Tengu without the wings. We seen him with the wings, and then we seen him without them, right? And again, like he say he can't go into town. Maybe it's because of his wings, right? But then again, we seen him without the wings, so it's like, can he hide them, or are they like detachable, or are they fake? You know, are they just fake wings he put on, or what? You know, I guess the wings could be like some fake wings just to kind of make people, just to hide his identity even more, because we know that, Kosuke Sukiyaki, he didn't have wings. He wasn't like a Lunarian or a Skypian. So maybe if he is Tenguyama Hitetsu, maybe he wears those wings as a way to help hide his identity. You know, just kind of giving Three Evils some of the benefit, right? Angel says, since Oda was asked to draw that, wouldn't it have nothing to do with the liar aspect he came up with? But who knows? There is some time for him to be right. Good point, Angel. Good point. You know, he does tend to Oda like when it comes to those type of cover art, because they're not cover stories, but when it comes to his cover art or his cover pages, a lot of the art are like requests. So if Oda was doing it out of a request, then there was really no underlining meaning to why he had to get those three big nose characters. You know, he should have added Kaku too, though. He should have added like Kaku. You know, but good point though. Good point. I agree with that. One Life Man said, big head, that's why I love One Piece. Party Man, shout out to Party Man. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen you here before, but he says the new secret hidden big head clan. the hidden in the big head, right? The village hidden in the big head. Let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
In his hands and give it to Luffy. Now that we understand that Tengoyama Hitetsu is actually Kazuki Sukiyaki, we can continue with the rest of this mega theory. I believe by the end of Wano, Kazuki Sukiyaki is going to meet up with Zoro, and he's going to be the reason we get a Zoro lineage, a Zoro info dump, a Zoro lore dump. I think Sukiyaki being the man to do this and having this information makes complete sense because he would have had to know Ushimaru, and he would probably have information on Ryuma. I know Zoro technically already did meet with Hitetsu, but it's possible that Hitetsu didn't pick up on these signs since Zoro has green hair and Ushimaru has blue hair. And even if he did realize that there is some kind of connection, it's still possible he wouldn't want to spread the information or show that he knows something because he's so scared of being outed or even failing this raid. But all in all, I think it's going to be Sukiyaki that helps explain to Zoro what happened in his past. Now, if we're going to talk about the swords, I have a long-running theory that Zoro is going to return Enma to the Kazukis, and Zoro is going to gain the Nidai Kitetsu for his own arsenal. Now, the Kitetsu Blade family is...
Hey, y'all know we kind of talked about this, right? We talked about like Zoro possibly returning Enma. I personally think he could, right? Because I think Enma belongs with the Kosuke clan, right? And Shishui, I feel as though I feel if anything though he's gonna get Shishui back because Shishui was given to him by Ryuma. He was like and Ryuma could possibly. I believe that Ryuma is like an ancestor of Zoro, so I think if that is the case, I believe that Shishui is indeed Zoro's birthright. But I could also see Shishui stand in Wano for the whole kind of myth or the lore behind Shishui being what protects Wano. So if that's the case, maybe not. But maybe Enma could kind of take Shishui's place as like the protector of Wano or something. I don't know. You know, like if it stays with the Kosuke clan, maybe it could be that symbolism of protection that Shishui once hold. And Zoro gets Shishui back, like, cause we do know. I think Zoro pretty much asked. I forgot who he asked, but he says, "Look, after this, if he made a deal with somebody saying he wants to see Ryuma's grave, right?" And I think when Zoro goes visit Ryuma's grave, I think that's when we get kind of a info dump of Zoro's lineage or connection with Wano, right? And as far as him getting the Kitetsu blade, the Nidai Kitetsu, what I think would be dope, me personally, what I think would be dope is because we know Zoro already has a Kitetsu blade, so if he takes his Kitetsu blade and the Nidai Kitetsu, and if let's say Tengoyama, if he like uses both those blades to recreate a whole new blade, right? If he melts both those blades and create a whole new blade out of it, and then it would be like a custom sword for Zoro, I think that would be dope, you know, because I've always said that I would like to see Zoro with like a sword that was made specifically for him, because we always see Zoro have like other people's swords. He always have like Shishui was Ryuma's blade. The Wado Ichimonji, which is probably the closest sword you could say is meant for Zoro because it was given to him by his close friend when they were both kids and she died. What's her name? I forget her name. Kuina. Yes, but I want a sword that is specifically made for Zoro. Like, I just think that would be dope for him to have a custom sword. He have Shishui. He'll have the new Kitetsu blade, and then he'll still have the Wado Ichimonji, and I think that'd be dope personally. Yeah. Angel said, "Bro, I'm sorry, but Zoro parent being from Wano makes no sense to me. Maybe if his great grandparents were from Wano, it would make sense." I mean, why wouldn't it make sense? Like, Ryuma, like we seen Ryuma. Ryuma looks like Zoro. Like Zoro looks just like Ryuma, except green. He looked like a green hair Ryuma. right there, that alone shows that there's a possible connection between Zoro and Ryuma. So, like, if Ryuma had kids, they would have probably lived in Wano. I mean, if you don't believe that, hey, I'm not going to beat the dead horse. I don't see how it doesn't, but okay. One Life Man said, "Where is Zoro's hometown? We don't know. We know that he was on that island. I forgot the island, but it was I think the village was like named after the Shimotsky clan. It's like Shimotsky Village or something. I don't really remember, but there's too many connections with Zoro and Wano for it's too many connections. You know, like the village he trained in. You know, I don't know if he always lived there or because I think when he arrived at that dojo, he was like dojo hopping, challenging dojos, right? He was like challenging people from different dojos, and he ended up at that dojo. He challenged it, and he lost to Kuina. So I don't know if he was always in that village, maybe, or if he came from that village to like a different village. I don't know. But for him to somehow be in a village, as far as we know, for him to be in a village named a village, I guess, based from the Shimotsky clan. And if you look at the Shimotskys, Zoro looked like the one Shimotsky, Damio. I forget his name. He looked like him, and he also looked like Ryuma. Now, I'm not saying just because he looked like them, that's a definite, yeah, he's from Wano, but the connection's just too strong, man. The connection's just too strong for you to not at least acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Angel says Zoro's parents, no grandparents, possibly. And that's all I'm saying, Angel. I'm not saying his parents are from Wano. I'm saying he has a connection to Wano. Only thing we know about his hometown is that it is near Goa Kingdom. Anyway, let's continue.
Is 3 different swords that are heavily connected to the Shimotskys as well as the Shimotsky village. Now from weakest to strongest, it's the Seinai Kitetsu, the Nidai Kitetsu, and the Shodai Kitetsu. The Shodai Kitetsu is supposedly the strongest one of these 3 swords, and there's many theories how Gorosei Gandhi is probably the one wielding it right now. But let's go back on topic. I strongly believe that Zoro is going to be the Shimotsky member, this 3-sword style user that has the Wado Ichimonji plus all 3 Kitetsu swords in his arsenal. Now I'm not saying he's going to become a 4-sword style user, I'm just saying he's going to be a 3-sword style user with 4 swords in his arsenal. That's not the same thing. So when Zoro goes 1 sword...
Yeah, I do remember, like, I talked to him about that. He was like, yeah, Zoro have... And I honestly, I think that would be dope, though, man. Like, have Zoro collecting swords. Like, if he had, like, multiple swords, he could, like, switch out. You know, maybe like, he'll probably retire the Wado Ichimonji or something, have it, like, on his wall or something. I don't know, but like if he like gets Shishui back, you know, I mean, I guess he could have both of the Kitetsu blades, but I would think it would be better if they just, if it's possible. I'm not really that knowledgeable on swordsmithing, so I don't even know if it's possible. But let's say you just melt both swords and recreate a new sword. I think that would be dope. You know, because then it would be Zoro's personal sword that somebody made specifically for him. Because as far as we know, we see a lot of other swordsmen. They have original swords that were for them, right? That they were really like the first wielders of those swords. You know, as far as we know, Mihawk, the Yoro, was his sword. It's always been his sword. He, you know, maybe it could have been passed down to him. So maybe I could be wrong, but I don't know. I just think it would be dope. But let's continue. One Life Man says, when Zoro was a kid, I think he used 10 swords. I don't know why, but seems like he wants to prove something to someone. Maybe his dad. I get what you're saying. You think that like, because when we see Zoro, he was trying to be, he was challenging all these dojos and stuff and using all these swords. So maybe it was like, he was trying to prove somebody wrong that he could be a great swordsman or something. Maybe. Let's continue.
Sword style, he could use Wado Ichimonji. When he goes 2-sword style, he can use Wado Ichimonji with the Shodai Katetsu. And then when he goes 3-sword style, he uses Sandai Katetsu, Nidai Katetsu, Shodai Katetsu. I believe this is a beautiful plot device, a beautiful narrative that Oda set up, being there's 3 Katetsu blades connected to the Shimotsukis, and Zoro's a 3-sword style user. It's genius, it's perfect in my eyes, but all in all, it is going to be because of Tenguyama Hitetsu being Kazuki Sukiyaki that the Enma goes back and Nidai Katetsu's gained. A long-running goal for Momonosuke is that he's going to become the Shogun of Wano, since he is the son and the heir to Kazuki Oden. But the severe flaw in the plan of this is that Momonosuke is mentally 8 years old, and it's totally different for him to be Shogun when the country's doing well and being Shogun when the country needs to be rebuilt. I don't think Momonosuke currently has the mental capacity to do that, and I think we're gonna fall under the Lost King who reclaims his throne with having Sukiyaki reclaim the throne. Now as for Momonosuke's true
I mean, like, I kind of get where he's going with that. And, I kind of agree. Momonosuke is still 8 years old in the mind, but he has been through a lot. Like, he's actually, I think Oda kind of has been making it a point of emphasis that to where Momonosuke pretty much had to force himself to mature and grow up. Like, he's put in a position where he's almost forced to grow up, like even Oda even went as far as to physically making Momonosuke older. So I think that's kind of why Oda wanted to make Momonosuke older in the first place, just because he is already planning on making Momonosuke the next Shogun. And again, a lot of his development has been him growing. It's been him developing him growing in the mind, and of course he will have help. Like, it's not like he won't have people to advise him what's the best routes to go. Like, bro, like if you want to get technical, I'm pretty sure there's been kids that have been on thrones before. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch, like, now I know this is movies, this ain't real life, but there's been movies where they showcase that they've had like a kid who was the king or the shogun or whatever, and maybe they had like advisors telling them what's the best course of action in certain situations. So again, him being 8 years old, I don't necessarily think that's a problem. I get it, but I think history has shown that there has been like young kids who's hold thrones, but they might have had somebody who kind of helps them make decisions. Let me see what you guys saying. I missed a couple things. Angel said, yeah, Zoro did use 10 swords. Bamboo, yeah. Party Man says Zoro can have 6 arms with Ashura form. I think those are more like kind of spiritual arms. I don't think they're like physical arms that could like physically hold other swords, right? Because when we see him, he recreates these arms, but he's also recreating his swords as well. So it's like he'll have like 3 Wado Ichimonjis and 3 Shishuis and 3 Katetsu blades. So I don't think those arms that he create with Ashura, I don't think they could physically hold like another sword is what I'm saying. But I don't know. Ela said he could reserve the Wado for 1 sword style. True. Rage said too many swords is a bad idea. I don't really have a strong opinion about having 4 swords on a hip or just 3. So I could see the case for either side, honestly. Angel Room said Green Bull equals Zoro's dad. Now, I don't know about all that now. Are you saying because Zoro's like Moss Head? That would be funny, though. That would be funny. Zoro, because Sanji calls Zoro Moss Head, and we kind of assume that Green Bull has like plant type abilities, and we know Moss is kind of it's like a vegetation type thing. So I wouldn't say that's that much of a stretch though. One Life Man says Zoro might train Momo. Nah, I think Momonosuke is staying in Wano. I don't think Momo's going with the Straw Hats to be trained by Zoro. Eliz says in anime manga logic, a bunch of traumas makes you mature at super speed. In real life, it stunts your mental development. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, we talking about anime logic though. We talking about anime logic. One Life Man said before they leave Wano. Before they, okay, I got you. He might train Momonosuke before leaving Wano. I got you. And Angel's Room said King Tut was 10 to 12 when he became king. There you go. Thank you. Because I honestly couldn't think of no kings off the top of my head. You know, so thank you. Thank you for giving me something to back my argument. Because I was kind of just saying that with no actual facts to back up my statement. But you helped me out. I appreciate that, Angel. Let's continue.
Role when Wano ends, I think he needs to link back up with Sukiyaki, being that Sukiyaki is the grandfather of Momonosuke. I want a nice heartwarming moment where they hug and they talk about the loss of Oden, and I think that would really serve not only their family, but the arc a lot of worth. If Momonosuke stays in Wano, yes, he wouldn't be Shogun, but at least he could learn to be a leader, learn a way of the blade, all that kind of stuff from his grandfather Sukiyaki. But if this doesn't happen, I believe Momonosuke—
Bro, like look at the size of Sukiyaki's head. Look at the size of his head. We're at 741, so let me remember the time. So look at his head right there, and then let me see if I can find that. And then look at the size of Tenguyama's head. Like Sukiyaki has a realistic One Piece head. Tengu's head is like twice as big as Sukiyaki. And maybe I'm wrong because maybe that's just compared to Luffy because I'm just kind of scaling it to Luffy. But if you just look at the head, the size of his head in proportion to his body compared to, let's go back, 741, I think. I'm gonna go 740. Yeah, so you see the proportion of his head in relation to his head. Oh, dang. Dang, man. God damn, all right.
Momonosuke stays in Wano, yes, he wouldn't be Shogun, but at least he could learn to be a leader, learn a way of the blade, all that.
Yeah, and you look at how proportionate his head is. Koski's head is like vastly different. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something happened to his head. I don't know, but I don't know. It just don't match. It don't match to me. It don't match. Angel said, nah, I said Green Bull is Zoro dad because there's a theory Shimosuke Ushimaru is Green Bull. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard that theory, so I can't talk. Maybe if you submit the theory, maybe I'll react to it. But let's continue.
All that kind of stuff from his grandfather Sukiyaki. But if this doesn't happen, I believe Momonosuke has the best chance out of everyone to join the Straw Hat Pirate crew. He could learn to be a leader and influence people like Luffy. He could learn the way of the blade from Zoro. A lot of cute and funny moments with Chopper, all that kind of stuff. He's already spent a lot of time on the ship, so it shouldn't be hard to develop a stronger relationship with the rest of the crewmates. And the icing on the cake is he would be following in the footsteps of his father Oden by going to Laugh Tale and seeing what the truth of the world holds.
that right there, like going back to the last chapter, one thing Momonosuke said is he was going to follow his father's footsteps. And that statement right there was the one statement that kind of made me think like maybe he could possibly go with the Straw Hats. Maybe he could possibly, because that would be indeed following, if he was to be on the ship and go to Laugh Tale with the Straw Hats, that would technically be following his father's footsteps. So when Momonosuke made that statement, it kind of just like everything I speculated or just believe about him staying in Wano, it just kind of made me have like a moment of doubt. You know, like that's the one counter, I guess the one contradiction, the one thing that kind of contradicts what I believe could happen. But I don't know. You know, Momonosuke saying that just made me think that it could happen. It could happen, him leaving with the Straw Hats. You know, because if he stays in Wano, I don't think that would be following his father's footsteps. Rage says Zoro parents are from Wano. I have many arguments for that. Well, hey, you're gonna have to argue with Angel's Room, because I believe, well, I don't know if his parents are from Wano, but I believe that Zoro is heavily connected with Wano. I think he has ancestors, be it his parents, be it his grandparents, be it his great-grandparents. I believe he has ancestors from Wano, you know, because I think he looked like he could be a Shimotsuki. I feel as though he looked like he could be a descendant of Ryuma. That's all I'm gonna say. Elid said, to be fair, Shinobu and Yasui took head steroids over the years. Oh yeah? I didn't know that. So, okay, maybe I could be wrong. And good point, because when we did see Shinobu in her younger days, her head was not as big as it is now. So, good point. I have to concede against my head argument, but yeah, good point. One Life Man said, yep, everything changed. Angel's Room said, funny thing I just realized is that if the Scabbards told Odin's dad that Odin left with Whitebeard, he would have probably never fall for Orochi's trap. You might have to expand on that. I'm trying to make the connection of how he wouldn't have. Let's continue.
So to wrap up Momonosuke, I believe he's going to stay in Wano and learn from Kazuki Sukiyaki as a father figure, but if that doesn't happen, out of everyone, Momonosuke has a high likelihood of joining the Straw Hats as an apprentice.
Yamato.
Now, I believe that Yamato is a beautiful character in how she's written, because I see how her character arc is probably gonna unfold. As we stated earlier, there's multiple themes running rampant in not only Wano, but in One Piece, and the ones that are running through Yamato, they're going to conclude really nicely. So first of all, Yamato's struggling with the double identity theme, and I believe that Kazuki Sukiyaki is going to play a big role in the conclusion to that theme, the conclusion to her character arc. I believe the liberation of Wano and the defeat of Kaido is what's going to change Yamato, and she's gonna realize that she is not Odin, she doesn't need to want what Odin wants, and she doesn't need to do what Odin wanted to do. And if she actually wanted to learn from Odin, she would know that Odin regretted leaving Wano and he wished that he stayed to protect the country. She would want to do the same. So when Luffy defeats Kaido, I expect Yamato to have a moment where she's like, you know what? I'm not Odin. I am Yamato. Now, if we fall under the belief that Sukiyaki is going to reclaim the throne, I believe he's going to look at Yamato and not have any kind of hatred or remorse against her, because he doesn't believe in sins of the father. Sins of the father is a very important, it's a very obvious theme in One Piece, where it's basically a child taking on the misdeeds of the parent. For an example, we see this with Ace and Roger. Everyone hated Ace and they tried to kill Ace because of the sins of Roger, not Ace. Sins of father. So I believe Hatetsu is going to love and respect Yamato, kind of like how he loves and respects Tama. Now, another interesting thing about Yamato is that her devil fruit is said to be the guardian of Wano. I don't understand why her of all people would be the one to leave Wano and join the Straw Hats when they need her most. The country needs to rebuild. They're in shambles right now, all building.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that whole Guardian of Wano thing, but I don't know, man. I feel as though Oda been really like building Yamato to join the Straw Hats, right? Like just looking at like if you go back and watch 1015 and you just don't get this like belief that Yamato is joining the Straw Hats, like and I feel as though she just like when we look at all the Straw Hats, they have like this big dream. They want to like they want to travel the world or something, you know. And Yamato, she's been in prison and she wants to pretty much travel the world, right? Like she can always become a Straw Hat, and then by the end of the adventure, she goes back to be the guardian of Wano. Just like, you know, he's arguing that Momonosuke will leave Wano, and then maybe eventually, after seeing the world and after the Straw Hats adventure is over, he could come back and become Shogun eventually, right? So based on that argument, why couldn't Yamato join the Straw Hat crew, and then after the adventure is over, she comes back to Wano and be the guardian of Wano, right? So then she would literally have followed Oden's footsteps. And as far as the identity issue, I don't want to really speak too much about that. You know, I've had many discussions about that, but yeah, I mean, I guess there does need to have some resolution to that whole Yamato believing he's Oden, right? So there's that. One Life Man said probably or hold on, where did I go? Angel said, I also just remembered Oda denied the claims of Shimosuke Ushimura being Zoro's dad. Yeah, I don't think we believe that Shimosuke Ushimura is Zoro's dad. I never said that. I believe that they're related, part of the same. I believe Zoro's part of the Shimosuke clan, possibly. You know, I mean, again, I've never stated anybody. I don't know who Zoro's parents are. You know, I don't even know if Zoro's parents are even relevant to the story, honestly. But I just think when we're looking at Zoro's lineage, his bloodline, I believe it goes back to Wano, right? And I believe that it could be either Ryuma or the Shimosuke clan, or possibly both. Let's say Ryuma was like a ancestor of the Shimosuke clan, you know. So I believe that he's connected to Wano in, you know, somehow. Maybe through Ryuma, maybe through the Shimosuke clan, maybe through both. But that's what I believe. I'm not saying that Ushimura, what's his name? Ushimura, I'm not saying that's his father. You know, it could be his uncle, it could be his granddad, it could be a cousin or something, like a first cousin, or I don't know. They look similar though. Like Zoro looks kind of like, if you look at him, he kind of look like a much older, maybe a little more muscular Zoro. And then you look at Ryuma, he looked like Zoro with black hair. It's just too many, you know, similarities, I guess. One Life Man said probably the original clan that on Wano was Zoro's clan. And then Angel said, I know you didn't. I did earlier as a joke for the green being Zoro's dad. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's continue.
Things are destroyed, they're poor. The country needs Yamato. The country needs as many leaders and guardians as possible. Like, Yamato spent her whole childhood imprisoned. She doesn't know what freedom is. If she can at least leave the prison and leave the cell and travel around the town, she'll get a much better sense of freedom. And this would also allow her to actually be a guardian of Wano. She wasn't guarding and helping and saving anything behind a prison cell. I think it's actually really unfitting to see Yamato watch Wano suffer for 20 years and the liberation of Wano doesn't change her or her character arc. That would be very unfitting, and it needs to happen where Yamato realizes who she is and who she's not. She started as Oden and wanting to join the crew, so she should evolve into not Oden and not joining the crew. Now let's actually...
How I kind of see it is, you know, especially since the scabbards haven't died, so they'll stay in Wano, right? They'll stay in Wano as protectors. If anything, Wano is going to be under the protection of the Straw Hats, right? So it's going to be under the Straw Hats and the Straw Hat fleet and all that. And as far as people who's going to be physically in Wano to protect Wano, you know, at least now we see, you know, from what we see in the last few chapters, we still see a lot of the scabbards still alive. So I'm pretty sure they're going to stay in Wano to make sure things go smoothly. Based off the last chapter, yes, Momonosuke seems like he's going to remain in Wano. So if he remains in Wano and the scabbards remain and kind of act as his retainers, I believe that they'll have people to protect, right? And overall, Wano is going to be under the protection of Luffy. So that right there is going to be, it's going to help deter people from messing with Wano. You know what I mean? Angel said also, or Oda also said something weird, saying he didn't know if he will write more about Uchimaru family lineage or just hide it. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't see where Oda said that, but I hope he gives us something more of him. You know, I hope he give us more of them, and maybe connect Zoro to him. That's what I'm hoping. You know, I feel as though Wano is the best arc to expand on Zoro, right? Like we got some expansion on Robin back in Enies Lobby, Robin and Frankie, but this was before Frankie even joined the crew. We got a lot of character expansion on Chopper when we met Chopper. You know, Chopper was already young, so it's not like he experienced a lot in his life. Usopp as well, you know, and then we got some. I don't think we kind of get some character expansion on Jinbei as far as his time with the Sun Pirates, but we don't really get much when he's young. I don't think. Maybe a little bit of him being young. Brook, you know, we got expansion on Brook when he was already old though. We don't know about him being young. But Zoro is probably like the least fleshed out Straw Hat. You know. Yeah, I would say he's probably one of the least fleshed out. Him, maybe Brook and Jinbei. You know what I mean? And then Angel said, I don't think Volume 101 has come out in US, so that's why you probably haven't seen it. Had to search for a translation. Got you. Let's continue.
Actually play devil's advocate, and let's actually talk about Yamato actually joining the crew. Now earlier in the story, Luffy said he needed 10 more crew members, and currently he only found 9 more. Yamato could fit that 10th slot, and it would make sense and follow the flow of the story. Also, looking at the Blackbeard Pirates, they have 10 Titanic captains, so this would finish off the crew and they would be able to have an even battle. So yeah, Yamato can temporarily join to at least go to Laugh Tale and fight the Blackbeard Pirates, but I think the whole life, the rest of her life, has to be spent in Wano and actually experience the country and be the true guardian of Wano. So yeah, that's the only way I can see her joining, and even then it assumes that her character arc isn't growing and that she's not changing. So to conclude Yamato, I believe Sukiyaki is going to reclaim the throne and Yamato is going to be a guardian of Wano working for him.
Tama.
Now I actually think Tama is one of my favorite pieces of this mega theory, mostly because I believe that Tama could be the daughter of Orochi. Now if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was content creator Randy Choi that really started to spearhead this, but I totally agree with the
Man, I ain't heard that theory. I might have to react to that theory, because I didn't even know that was a theory. Otama being the daughter of Orochi. What y'all think? Like Otama being the daughter of Orochi. I mean, that'd be kind of a big twist, but it's like, does Orochi know that he had a daughter, or was she kind of like, you know? Because I think Orochi would have known, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would probably have to react to that video. So if anybody's seen that video or know where it is, if y'all could go and submit it to me in the Discord, yeah, we'll probably eventually react to that one. As cause I haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of that speculation. Otama being Orochi's daughter. All right, let's continue with this. That's wild
idea given everything we've learned up until now. But I caught on to all the themes myself, and I did notice that Tama could very well have a double identity as well as have the sense of father theme play into her character arc. Being that Sukiyaki may become the shogun again, he could learn that yeah, Tama is the daughter of Orochi, but he's not going to have any problem or any issue against her because again, he doesn't believe in sins of father. This is a very common thing in One Piece. Even if her father tried to...
But when you think about it, you know, let's kind of go along with this theory that Sukiyaki is indeed Tenguyama Itetsu, right? And let's go with this idea that Otama is Orochi's daughter. Maybe Sukiyaki as Tengu, maybe he knows, right? Maybe he knows, and I would think that would be kind of a unique twist. Like, I think that would be a unique twist. Like, if come to find out Sukiyaki is Tenguyama or Tenguyama is Sukiyaki and Otama is Orochi's daughter, I think that would be I would probably be fine with that, honestly. I would probably be, because I would think that would be a pretty dope twist. Because then it's like Sukiyaki, let's say he knew this whole time, but yet he still kind of was like, yeah, I'm gonna still take her in. Like, we might get like a little flashback of him meeting this little girl and learning of, and then eventually learning that of her bloodline, and then we see this moment where he's kind of like, I should probably kill her. Like, let's say Otama's asleep and he's like thinking of consider killing her, and then he thinks about it like she's not guilty of what her father has done. I think that might be an interesting twist, you know, an interesting way to go about the story, honestly. But yeah, Angel said Zoro was just a random kid who challenged a dojo so he could own it. Yeah, I'm kind of familiar with that. To be honest, I don't know her. Her lineage really matters. Wouldn't change anything about herself. I don't care. Angel, you don't care about nothing. God dang, why you even watch One Piece? Nah, but you know, like if we get that in the flashback where he took her in despite and he might have considered killing her. But that's if this whole theory is right? I don't know if I necessarily believe that Sukiyaki is or if Tengu Hitetsu is Sukiyaki. But if he is, I wouldn't mind that direction. I personally wouldn't mind that direction. Let's continue.
To kill Sukiyaki with poison. But I think it's really interesting because if Tama is the daughter of Orochi, that means she's wearing this double identity mask and she doesn't even know it. So to us readers, it would be a cool little plot twist, but to even Tama herself, it would be a plot twist. I think Wano and the Kazukis need a Kurozumi member that they end up loving and respecting, and I think Tama's gonna play that role. I think it's going to be her that comes to the light as a Kurozumi member that's not hated, and the chain of hate will end. And Wano's finally gonna have a character, they're finally gonna have a person that's related to a monster but not persecuted. Like, Tama fits the job. Now, another interesting point about Tama is when we first met her, one of the very first things we learned is that she wants to be a kunoichi. And now coincidentally, we have a character named Shinobu that is a master level kunoichi that ended up helping pre-raid, during the raid. Like, she's the reason that Momonosuke even aged up. So when Orochi and Kaido are finally defeated and Wano's finally liberated, it makes most sense to have Tama serve under Shinobu as a kunoichi trainer, as a kunoichi apprentice. I highly doubt that Tama would join the Straw Hats, and this is simply because
but I won't lie, but going back to with Otama being Orochi's daughter, I think if that was the case, I feel as though I believe that there should have been a moment where Otama and Orochi kind of interacted, right? Like, let's say Otama finds out or Orochi finds out or something. Like, let's say Orochi was talking about like having a missing daughter this whole time, and come to find out it's been Otama this whole time. Like, I think if that is the case, I believe that there should have at least been some type of hint. Like maybe Orochi talking about like having a missing child or something. Like I think if Otama being his daughter was the case, we should have got some type of foreshadow. I don't remember seeing any foreshadow. Maybe Randy's video would show it, but I don't know. Angel Room said, "Come on, man, we don't need any more pointless flashbacks." It sounds like a you problem, brother. Let's continue.
Because her wanting to be a kunoichi has nothing to do with the Straw Hat Pirate crew. One could argue that she tried to join Ace and she wants to travel the seas, but remember, Ace turned her down. I believe Luffy's going to do exactly that. He's going to turn her down just like Ace did. And even a callback to Shanks. Remember when Shanks turned down Luffy to join the crew? I think Luffy's going to turn her down. She's going to stay in Wano and serve under Shinobu as a kunoichi. And I can't wait to see her interact with Sukiyaki, because Sukiyaki is going to learn this double identity as well as her sins of father theme. Now, I actually think that Hiyori is an interesting character because she's the child in the era of Kazuki Oden, but she doesn't get as much shine as her brother, Momonosuke. Now, there's a lot of theories about Hiyori, and the main one seems to be that she's going to be the shogun of Wano, while Momonosuke learns maybe he's sailing with the Straw Hats, but as you guys know, I disagree. I believe Sukiyaki is going to become the shogun again, and Hiyori is simply going to be a princess just like Vivi, Rebecca, etc. This whole plotline and this whole sequence of events is eerily similar to Alabasta and Dressrosa. There's Lost Kings.
I do agree with Hiyori not being the next Shogun though. That's one thing I agree with. But I think Momonosuke is going to be the Shogun. I've been saying that, and I think last chapter more or less confirmed it. But let's continue.
To reclaim their throne like Cobra, Riku, and Sukiyaki. They get thrown out of commission by big bads like Crocodile, Doflamingo, and Orochi. But these kings have daughters like Vivi, Rebecca, and Hiyori that are fighters. These fighters for their fathers want all the smoke and later on become the princesses of their kingdom. And this is all because Luffy comes to their country and liberates it. I don't see Hiyori breaking this rule unless it's something random like Sukiyaki in the far future dying and she takes over before Momonosuke. And when it comes to her joining the Straw Hats, I don't think anyone believes that, and it's probably one of the least likely options for her character arc. So to conclude Hiyori, I believe that Sukiyaki is going to become the shogun and Hiyori is going to be the princess that serves under him. And that's about it for the mega theory. Tenguyama Hitetsu is Kazuki Sukiyaki. Zoro will learn from Tenguyama Hitetsu. Momonosuke might sail with the Straw Hats. Yamato will stay in Wano. Tama's probably the daughter of Orochi and will become a kunoichi under Shinobu, and Hiyori will become a princess under Sukiyaki. Thank you for watching this mega theory. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment down below things I might have gotten wrong or what you think differently. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for banger theories, whacker theories, all that kind of One Piece content. Peace.
All right, so y'all see the video. Make sure I give Threevil a like. And
so I was gathering research for my next video on why I believe
So make sure the link to this video is in the description box below. So y'all make sure y'all go show Threevil some love. He makes great content. All right, go subscribe to the channel. But yeah, so as far as the theory, I'm still not in agreement with it. I don't think Sukiyaki is coming back and he's going to be the shogun. And if this theory is right, like let's say he does come back, plot twist, he's Tenguyama Hitetsu and he comes back. My problem, I think, with this video, right? Like my problem with it is I feel as though this arc has done, Oda has put so much emphasis on Momonosuke's growth, right? the plot itself almost been along the line as coming of age of Momonosuke, right? Like his road to becoming Shogun, you know. But if Kosuke Sakiyaki all of a sudden comes out, oh hey, I'm still alive, guys. It kind of just, to me, it's like all that building, all that development Momonosuke has went through would just be for naught, right? It would just be kind of pointless. It's like, why did we get all this from Momonosuke where we see him developing into a leader, where he was forced to have to actually physically age well, like physically get older, and mentally he's been growing because we see him having to make tough decisions that leaders have to make. You know what I'm saying? He's making decisions. This 8-year-old kid that is physically 28 has been making decisions that a shogun has to make. You know, we haven't seen that from Hiyori. You know, we've seen that from Momonosuke. So I believe if Sakiyaki Kosuke is still alive and he does become Shogun, I believe that everything that Oda has done to build Momonosuke was just kind of pointless. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of that's my issue with the theory. And even if the theory does come to life, I don't think it's necessary for him to come. I don't, this whole the missing king aspect of it, I don't think that needs to pertain, especially when you got someone such as Momonosuke to become the Shogun. You know what I'm saying? The difference with King Riku in Cobra is there wasn't no real heir. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could say Vivi and Rebecca, maybe more Vivi than Rebecca, I guess. I guess Vivi could have taken over. I don't think Rebecca is really on the level. I don't think she would be ready to be the heir to the throne, right? So I think King Riku kind of had to take the throne. He was kind of needed. In this case, I don't think Sakiyaki Kosuke is necessary. I don't think he's needed personally. So, that's kind of my thoughts on it. As far as Otama being Orochi's daughter, I kind of like that twist. I won't lie. I kind of like that twist. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I feel as though there should have been some type of moment where we get kind of a bit of a foreshadow. Like, let's say if there was a rumor that Orochi has a missing child. Like, let's say if in passing somebody say, like, Orochi was like, hey, have y'all ever found my kid or something? Like, something along that line to where it's established that Orochi has a child. You know what I mean? I think that would have been nice and it would have made that theory a little stronger. But, I don't know. I'll have to find the Randy Troy video and maybe react to it. Maybe see what Randy has to say about it. Maybe his arguments can convince me on that. I'm not against that theory, but I just don't know if I'm on board with that theory, right? As far as Zoro's swords, I think Zoro might get Shisui back and return Enma, and he keep the Katetsu blade he has in the Wado. I don't think Zoro's going to be carrying around 4 swords. I think if that was ever the case, I believe that Oda would have started pulling that trigger a lot earlier in the series, where Zoro just carries more than 3 swords, but he doesn't use anything, like he doesn't use more than 3 at once. So yeah, I think Zoro will probably exchange swords, or possibly, I like the idea of having the 2 Katetsu blades become one. I personally like that one, and I feel as though he should get Shisui back and return Enma personally. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he keeps Enma and Shisui stays, I'll be fine with that as well. I'm not gonna hate it because, I mean, it already kind of happened. Like, he was already gifted Enma, and he kind of returned Shishui. So I wouldn't be mad at that, you know. But I think Shishui, he should keep Shishui, because especially if we come to find out Ryuma is like Zoro's great granddad, then I think he should get Shishui back, because it's kind of a family heirloom, and then Enma could stay to be the protector of Wano. I guess, you know, it could stay within Hiyori's possession, or it could go back to Momonosuke, right? Like, I think that would be better if Momonosuke had Enma and the I forget the name of the other sword, the anime. Somebody in the chat, let me know what the other sword name is. But if he has both of those, like his father, because he even say he's gonna follow his father's footsteps. If he had both his father's swords, I think that would be dope for Momonosuke's specifically. Angel said, I think people would be more angry to hear he's alive instead of dead. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. What you mean, the people of Wano, or you mean like One Piece fans? You know, you said making his people go through all that knowing he himself is alive. What a coward. Good point. It would be a little cowardly. But maybe they might understand, right? Maybe they might understand. But I would think that he would at least try to set up some rebellions, right? So I kind of agree. Angel said Alabaster didn't even have a fallen king since, but I guess when he says fallen king for Alabaster, he just kind of means like he was kind of unable to do his full kingly duties with Crocodile doing what he's doing, and he fell kind of in the eyes of some of his country people. Like, some of them weren't really wanting to follow him, like the rebels. They didn't want to really follow him. They didn't agree with maybe some of the stuff he did. But yeah, it wasn't a fallen king in the sense of how it was with Riku, King Riku. And then Angel said, yes, we want Shishui back. People of Wano would be angry, especially Momo. Yeah, but I know, Angel, you just love Shishui though. It is I do love the sword though. I love the design of the sword, how you got all the peace symbols on it. It probably is one of the most aesthetically appeasing swords that we've seen. Next to Yuru, of course. You know, Mihawk got the best sword, if we being real. But Shishui is like a close second, maybe, you know. I also like the Wado as well, you know. I'm trying to think who others. I also think Law's sword. I think Law's sword is pretty dope. I would probably also put Law's sword above Shishui as well. I like those big swords like that. I think they look pretty dope. I know would be angry, especially Momo. If Zoro gets Shishui back, or if Zoro keeps Enma. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the video. You know, y'all go show Threevil some love. The link will be in the description box. I will be streaming tomorrow as well. I've been talking about a lot of changes that we will be implementing on the channel. I probably won't implement them until maybe I don't know. I forgot when I was going to implement them. I had an idea of when I wanted to implement it, but I won't be doing it just yet. At least not this week. You know, maybe I don't know if I'm gonna do it next week either. You know, maybe I'm not sure, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. He said Angel said no if the Shogun was alive. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they could be, or they could be understanding. Maybe they might understand why he went and had to go and hide it. He wasn't exactly in the best position to know that he was still alive. I mean, you know, things are a lot nuanced than just, you know, people just being angry right away. Like, maybe they might understand that he could until the prophecy came true. You know, maybe he was waiting on the prophecy the whole time. Angel said him being alive and hiding goes against everything Momo expects from a Shogun. But what does Momo doesn't even really understand what a Shogun. But I get it, Angel. You think people are gonna be upset, but I don't know, maybe. But anyway, y'all, we will be streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna probably wait to implement these changes because I kind of want to catch up on a lot of these reaction videos you guys been. My stream just kind of restarted or whatever, but I guess it's still live. I hope we're still live. But anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P, the Blumph God, and I am out of here. Y'all have a good evening. I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's stream. We'll try to shoot for same time as it was today. You know, I'm trying to do these streams a little earlier, you know, especially for my UK people. What you think, if you like this, especially if you follow this channel before, let me know in the comments what you think of the time, what you thought of the video. Did you agree with me on some things? Did you agree with Threevil on things? Did you disagree?